Hello and welcome to the next part of Let's Play Modded Skyrim. Last time, or just a few minutes ago in fact, what we did was we killed the dragon and we dumped off its dragon bones and dragon scales, so we have plenty of money on us. Not enough to buy a horse though. Horses are still vastly too expensive, plus I haven't got a horse for Lydia as well. And I don't want to have Lydia having to sprint behind me all the time. So we're going to head out of Riften. And we'll just run down here. I think this is Shaw's Stone we're heading to. That's a mini village. We're heading down the...
Try to hide it all.
Yes, I'm wearing the Thieves Guild armor.
I know you're in the Thieves Guild.
Yes,
So do
that's
the
a good
other
thing though,
gods.
because you only charged me 2 gold for stealing. Not too bad at all. Yes, we're on the Great Road. I have no idea why it's called Great. Is that some sort of play on words? We're not too far away from Shaw's Stone, so we just need to follow this road down. This looks quite nice. I do like these other styles of towers. So they're not always stone towers that you've got.
How can people who would betray one another over gold coin?
Looks like we're heading up to a fortress of some kind. I don't want to be tied up in a fortress confrontation at the moment. I'm not looking for another fight. I'm sure this is another place that we could go adventuring. I don't want to kill more bandits. I certainly don't want to kill Stormcloaks or Imperials at the moment without first starting the Civil War quest.
I used to think thievery was about stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. But here in Skyrim...
Thieves Guild is a bunch of thugs. Yeah, but they are always a bunch of thugs. In Morrowind you had the Balog... I can't remember their name now, but they were a group of thieves that stole from the rich and gave to the poor.
In a way, giants are nice people. They even have pets.
But you don't get that. I think it's Balmora, I can't remember the name. But you wore these purple gloves and you stole using them. No such thing in Thieves Guild. Thieves Guilds are proper thieves. We're heading to
So
Shaw's
where are we
Stone.
going
Shaw's
now?
Stone, not too far away now. Shaw's Stone has a mine there, and I can't remember how good the mine is. I don't remember whether it's Corundum or anything better. But I'm sure there's an adventure there. There's no town without an adventure. That's a peaceful little trip over to Shaw's Stone. Not attacked by wolves, not attacked by bandits. No vampires either. Shawstone in the original is only a tiny village. It's expanded slightly more.
This is boring.
Well, would you happen to be headed towards Darkwater
Well-
Crossing? My parents live there. I usually make the journey to bring them gifts and to just say hello, but I haven't been well lately. I've written some letters and placed them in a satchel. Perhaps you wouldn't mind delivering it to them on my
Yeah,
behalf?
sure.
You would? Well then, I would insist on rewarding you for your time. Here, take my satchel and give it to my father, Werner. He'll likely have something
This is
for you
a
to bring
courier
back.
mission then, which doesn't pay very well.
I might be a woman, but I can crack rock with the best of them. Be careful in there. You can take a nasty spill. I had a bad fall in the mine when I was bringing some food to the men. I was pretty bad off for a while. But a priest of Mara was passing through on his way to Dawnstar and healed me to the best of his abilities. I'm still pretty sore and I can't really walk too far without having to rest for a while.
Fair enough.
Darkwater Crossing is a difficult journey.
Darkwater
Mind
Crossing's
yourself.
near where we need to get to anyway. This is a smelter, it's quite neat. What can we do here? We can make ebony ingots, iron ingots.
Strange.
We can melt
The
down
Imperials
our
think we need
weapons
their
into
loss.
steel ingots. Of course I don't want to melt down my Imperial sword, that's the only decent weapon I have. But that of course is the melt down anything mod. This is Red Belly Mine. This is the main mine. Sounds ominous as well.
Everyone is talking.
We'll talk to this
No
smith,
one has
I'm
anything
sure.
to say.
As I remember, I think this smith gives us some sort of mission. Drink some food, talk to the smith.
I hope you haven't arrived here looking for
What's
work
wrong
in
with
the
it?
mine. Sure, it's full of spiders. That's what's wrong with it. Almost killed Grogmar and me when they showed up. I'm worried that they'll come out of the mine looking for food soon. Then we're in even bigger trouble. Yeah, they're as useless as a fifth wheel on a wagon. Gave me some sort of line about keeping an eye out for enemy
dragons.
soldiers. What's the point in protecting this place if the mine's completely useless? Idiots. Tell you what, keep to your word, and I'll line your pockets with as much as I can scrape out.
Sounds pleasant.
I don't want
Well,
to be
spiders should be
responsible
no
for
trouble
sending
for
you
us.
to your death.
We can face up against spiders. I won't even need any anti-poison. I'll just go straight in.
Let me guess.
Oh, maybe you're here to help
I'd
us.
be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat.
Well, we've got a guard with us. Ow, ow. These guys are slightly weak. I took those 2 hits without any problems. Normally they would kill me. That guard did help us out. Okay. 2 spiders down already, and they're really easy to beat. I don't know what that blacksmith was complaining about. Free frostbite venom. I didn't know you could block those webs. That was one hit from my sword. One swipe from my sword and it's dead. Remember, we're on master difficulty, so my damage is actually halved. So I should damage him 9 points. So each one of these is 9 hit points. That's really quite pathetic. Go, Lydia. Go, go, go! Good sport. We're all done? We finished. That guard helped us, despite what that blacksmith said. What's in this sack? Salt. That is quite useful. And stale food. Maybe that was what that woman brought down.
I don't know about the storm cloaks.
Ebony ore mine. This is an
Never had
ebony
it.
ore place.
Kalmar,
Of course, ebony is one of
don't you
the,
think
well, it's pretty much the
he's
best thing you can mine.
obsessed?
Ebony, of course, improves ebony armor, but it also improves Daedric armor. Might be worth a bit of coin. I'll pick up a pickaxe to try and get as much out as I can. When you mine these ore veins, you can also get gems out. There's a certain chance of you getting a gem.
I have seen one of those before, and I don't care if I never see one again.
Ha. Although that blacksmith wanted the mine for himself, I'll steal everything that he's got. Of course, we don't have enough smithing skill to make our own ebony armor at the moment. Here's a dead body.
Weird. Here in Skyrim, I never see people dancing on the table. That's odd. After all, they are Norse.
If we did have enough
It's also
skill,
do this
then we
all
could
the
actually
time.
craft ourselves some ebony armor. That wouldn't be my favoured choice. I'd probably craft myself an ebony dagger. I do need a better weapon than what I have now. I've got that sword, but I really want myself a dagger.
Have you got many
There's 2
ingredients
options for getting
or-
better weapons at the
If
moment.
not,
Number
maybe
1,
we
of
could
course,
go
is
and
to
pick some nice
join
flowers.
the Dark Brotherhood.
There's been a lot of fighting lately,
They normally
hasn't
give
there?
you a decent night blade. And the other option is to join the Fighters Guild, because the Fighters Guild give you access to Skyforge weapons.
I'm
Drink
thirsty.
some water then, Villager. Gosh. Nothing else in here, I think.
You know, I knew it right from the start. That Talon J is in love with Kirava and wants to marry her. We really must help him find the amethysts.
Yeah, that is one other mission I need, the flawless amethyst, but we haven't found any yet, unfortunately. I bet all we'll get out of them is around about 100 gold. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of ebony ore. Now we can go back to the smelter and get ourselves a few ingots.
Got to thinking. Maybe I'm the Dragon
yes
Boy.
you are.
I just don't know
You're
it
probably
yet.
stronger than the Dragonborn is at the moment.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long.
So let's make ourselves some ebony ingots. They're worth 150, which is a lot better than 60 on a single load of ore. So it makes you 30 gold more profit if you actually, when you actually put them through the smelter.
Ghosts can carry
Now I'll take these
weapons.
pieces of ore, and what that will do is enable me to burn up all the ebony ore that I've got. It would be nice, of course, to be able to smith myself a decent weapon.
Got to keep my eyes
I'm not going to
open.
spend all my perks on
Dragons
smithing
can
though.
swoop down at any time.
What is it?
In the end, you can buy it. You can buy everything, and I'll have plenty of gold. If I'm in the Thieves Guild. No, they were easy.
The spiders
Easy,
put you
easy.
through the ringer. Gone? Every one of them? Why, that's incredible. Finally, we can reopen the mine and put Shore's stone back on the map. Here, please accept this gift as a token of our gratitude.
We get quite a lot of gold from him. He's quite generous.
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your
What have you
needs.
got? Mainly steel weapons. Steel plate boots of dwindling flame. That's quite useful. But I don't want any. I don't want any heavy armor. Nothing for me though. Nothing for a thief. And I could of course sell you that hunting bow. But I'll sell you the ingots. They're only worth 27, so you can sell that for a bit of profit. 150 to actual value, you can get them for 27. What a bargain. What a bargain.
Don't kid yourself. Stone runs in our blood.
Yes, friend?
Okay then. I'm going to do a bit of dull
Yes?
inventory
What do you
swapping.
want?
Also, I plan on making a bandolier for Villager. But
What
after
do you
that,
need?
I'll come straight back at you.
No.
Okay, I just
I'm
tried to make
sorry.
Villager use the forge, and she doesn't seem too happy about doing it.
No.
That's quite
I'm
disappointing.
sorry.
I thought that you could use Villager
So,
to make
is there
you
anything you'd
lockpicks,
like
but
me to
obviously she
do?
just doesn't want to. Oh well. Oh well. I can't make lockpicks myself, unfortunately.
May the gods watch over. Take a look.
There's not too much that I can sell him, although we won't get to another merchant for quite a while. On our travels up to Elder Gloom's Sanctuary, we're going to run into quite a few enemies, and of course that means a lot of treasure as well. Lots of treasure means a lot of weight, and we're practically at our limits at the moment. So we'll have to deal with that when we come to it. I don't want to spend
Don't kid
all
yourself.
time
Stone
just
runs in
rearranging
our
my
blood.
gear. Of course, this might be a good reason why people actually buy a house. It'd be nice to have a place where you could have a safe deposit box. So you could actually have a bank or something where you put everything in a safe chest,
Anytime.
and then you can have a bottomless type box that would magically transfer from place to place. Would that be lore sound? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I'd like it anyway. It looks like there's some sort of tower up ahead.
This is nice, isn't it?
I'll go and investigate that. A couple of dead bodies. Always nice to see. No enemies though. Two dead bodies. Riften guards.
When I see
That looks like a Riften flag. This guy's a Riften guard as well. So we don't know what went on here. Were they killed by Stormcloaks? Killed by Imperials? Killed by this spider, perhaps?
You are as good as dead. You leave my friend alone, you bastard!
For a little bit of chopping practice. Goodbye, spider. Killed plenty of these. Too much weight again. I've got a couple of torches I could always dump. Considering dumping Sylvia's statue, but of course that's a quest item so you can't. Doesn't weigh anything though. What we could do is actually just use up one of these frostbite venoms. There you go, can run a lot faster.
Skyrim may be cold, but it's
Yes, we don't really know what goes on at Shaw's Watchtower. What happened to those people? Was there some sort of attack? There is no clue in there. I mean, I've explored that tower before and I didn't find out a clue of what happened. They certainly don't look like as if they've been attacked by a dragon, because no one's burnt alive. It seems like they are knife wounds.
Well, when we first meet,
Of course I could be wrong. Let's check we're going in the right direction. We're heading up to Clearwood. Scenery's nice. A few smelly goats around. I see some steps up ahead, and that normally means that there's a tomb or a dungeon up that way. Not sure that I really want to head that way at the moment. We've got our own little mission. I can see a cave over there. I think there's a cave there. We don't want to go there though. Can't carry any more treasure. Won't even kill that wolf. Sounds like someone did kill the wolf there.
The important thing, you are as good as dead.
Yeah, that wolf doesn't last too long. Villager does hate wildlife. In this direction there seems to be some sort of camp. These camps are normally Stormcloak or they're normally Imperial. This looks like a single Imperial guard. I wouldn't like to camp here in hostile territory. Hello, what are you doing?
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. If you think you've got what it takes,
just camp out there. Well, you get an option to join up with the Imperial Legion. Not something that I want to do. This is Camp Clearwood. It's not part of the town Clearwood. I think Clearwood is a modded town. But anyhow, we'll stop there for a quick fast edit. Okay, welcome back to our very fast edit that I hope you didn't really notice. Of course you did. But we fast edited and now it's night time, mainly because we died. We went the wrong direction to get down to Eldergleam anyway, and we wasted a lot of time, and I randomly got killed by a red guard who two-shotted me, staggered me and then hit me again. We are heading up to Clearwood, I think. This is a new modded town. Looks like there's some sort of violence going on. There's a carriage up ahead. Looks like an empty one. That horse doesn't like it, he's running off. But I can't tell where there's an enemy. Yeah, sure, I'll do something. Can't see where the enemy is though. It's probably some sort of wolf attacking a goat somewhere. That horse was really scared. Carried that carriage right into that town. Where's that horse going? Looks like that horse has gone inside. Obviously this is a mod. That wouldn't happen in a normal... Oh, whatever it is, it's over here. It's a spider. If you did that earlier, Lido, we could have saved that horse from having to run indoors. You've got an arrow in your eye. Okay, let's explore this little village. This is Ita. He hasn't got any dialogue. This is a nice gated place, and there's a well of some sorts. Etta, I'll call him. This is Delpar the blacksmith. So obviously that's a little trading area. This is Ita's house. And who's this? This is Delpar the blacksmith. Hi. No dialogue either. There doesn't seem to be too much more around. These guys are two guys just living it up in the wilderness. Brokeback Mountain style. Checking out the house. He's got a nice tanning rack. I'm trespassing, of course. I'm just going to convert all the animal hides I have. It's probably a bad idea because animal hides do weigh less than actual leather. I can't sleep in that bed because I'm trespassing. I'll do another magical edit now, and the magical edit takes us down the road a little bit. So we've left that village of Clearwood. There wasn't much there anyway, and we're heading down the road, down into that Elder Glean Sanctuary area. Here seems to be a dangerous figure in black. Obviously some kind of evil assassin. Not too much trouble with a companion though, it's pretty easy. And I'll just stab you in the back. That assassin was some sort of Dunmer, obviously, because he said, "You dare attack a Dunmer?" I do dare. He's got a Dark Brotherhood bandolier, which is burgundy and good looking. He has an assassin's note on him. Steel dagger, not too good. Tempting to take. But that bandolier, I just wonder how much weight that saves me. My one saves me 100, that one saves 75, so it's not quite as good. But it is a very impressive colour, rather. I can't give that to anyone. If I get another companion, then I'll give them that bandolier.
I'm so glad.
It doesn't particularly suit me. It doesn't suit what I've got. My large leather bandolier suits me a lot better.
In sanctuary together. The Skyrim wilderness is so
yeah, this
scary
road
when
that's
you're
heading
all
down
alone.
from Clear Falls leads you down into this, I don't know what you'd call it, a kind of a steamy, swampy, geyser place. Kind of like Yellowstone Park, or what I'd imagine Yellowstone Park to be. Very kind of primordial. These enormous bonfires, of course, are giant camps. Only giants could waste so much wood. Of course, there's always a couple of giants and mammoths in giant camps.
Strange.
Strange because there's a dragon circling around Vilja. Here comes reinforcements. So we've got enough. Certainly that dragon's gonna block our way, because Elderglean Sanctuary is quite far away and I'd have to fight this guy at one point. I think there isn't much better a place I can fight him other than here. If I fight that dragon here, the giant will probably assist me, and if I'm lucky, the mammoth as well. This is Steam Crag Camp. Let's make ourselves stand up and be really obvious. Right, animal allegiance. What I could use is I could use animal allegiance to activate the mammoth. If I cast it into the mammoth's face, it does help me out.
Are you sure this is...
I've never used that shout before, so this will be a first time. See how effective it is. I also have over 10 frostbite venoms that I'll have to use at one point, so I might as well use one now. That'll just help me chop up these giants and chop up the dragon. What I really want to happen is for that dragon to come down, fight the giant, and I can just keep on shooting that dragon in the back. And then afterwards shoot the... Here it is, here it is. It's coming this way. It's coming this way. Run! Okay, cowardly cower here. It's chopping someone, it's eating someone. Where is it? Where is it? It's fighting. There it is. I think it's fighting the dragon. The giant's fighting the dragon. Okay, we can just shoot it in the back. Mammoth's not helping. Okay guys, me and the giant. Me and my cousin giant.
You made a big mistake.
Well, it's probably not a cousin of the Khajiit, but a general... Ow. General cousin of humans. Humankind. Even beast folk count. I don't think I actually managed to poison that dragon then. When you poison someone, of course, they flash green momentarily. Just like that. I didn't mean for that to happen. Need to heal up. I'm not too worried for Vilya and Lydia's safety here. It's a frost dragon, not a fire-breathing dragon.
I'm not afraid of you.
I don't know where he's gone.
You will be
Let's get this
so
mammoth.
dead.
Let's get this mammoth helping me. Does that work?
Made a big mistake.
Don't think it worked. Mammoth's not helping me. Never mind. Just have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Ha!
Vilya's got the right idea. She's hiding behind that tree branch. Just use a few of these potions. Got 10 left.
You leave him alone.
Leave her alone, I think. I can forgive that.
Is that the best?
This is exactly what we want. That dragon's distracted.
Come on, show me how
We can just bombard it with arrows.
brave you are. You're
Because I don't want Lydia to die, so I want to bring this dragon's health down as quick as
dangerous
possible.
bastard, aren't you?
Because this is only a low-level dragon. You can tell by the way it
That's the
looks,
best
it's
you
quite a
can
weak
do,
one.
sir.
Blood dragons are the next dragon up. This is not a blood dragon.
Didn't I tell you I was good?
Okay, that's down. Pretty good going. We did well.
I used to think thievery was about stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
We also get a free dragon soul. Now from this dragon, of course, we're going to end up with a whole bunch of dragon bones and a whole bunch of dragon scales. I'll just distribute the weight as well. We'd be handy to have a giant merchant. Loads of gold as well. Garnet, but no flawless amethysts.
I think Erland Greymane is probably the best blacksmith of all. Well met. Of course.
It's a bit of a shame that there's not more characters to the giants. There's no giant females, as Vilya notices, and there's no giant merchants.
Shall we continue?
I would really like it if there was actually a giant merchant you can talk to. Someone who can sell you those mammoth cheesesteaks and giant stone clubs. Two options here. Either we can sneak shot that giant, and giants are in many ways a lot tougher than dragons, because the damage they do in a single swing can knock you hundreds of feet in the air. Can even knock out your companions.
Do you know
Let's
of
take the
any cure
peaceful
for
option. We'll just
vampires?
go around this dragon camp. Of course, they don't. Giants and mammoths, they don't activate until you get really close to them. So we can just take the long way around. Anyway, I think that's a good thing to do. That's the lawful thing to do.
There once was a house called named Lydia the Fair, who always was eating and sitting on a chair.
Why are you doing that?
Oh, don't get mad at me, Lydia. I'm only teasing you a little.
Huh?
Yes, honestly. I actually quite admire you. I mean, if I would eat half as much as you do, I would look like a house.
But I can show you a few tricks I learned.
Would you really do that for me? Oh, Lydia, you're such a sweetheart. You know, I really hate gaining weight all the time. But food is so good. And
So
Not now.
harsh.
oh well, maybe later then.
So more unique dialogue. Nice. That's kind of cute though, Vilya's teasing Lydia. I wonder if it's possible for Lydia to have a romance with Vilya.
You should see the ones we had.
That's something I'd want to watch. I don't want to have myself a romance with anyone. I'm a cat, for God's sake. But I wouldn't mind them two getting it on. We'll run around these mammoths and giants. They are very Game of Thrones-ish. That's not a bad thing at all.
There's nothing like going for a ride, is there? I've always loved horses.
If anyone does or is into Game of Thrones, you will like Skyrim. I wonder if someone's actually made a proper Game of Thrones mod for Skyrim. I know there's a few people who've done the armors, like the Lannister armor, and they've actually renamed all the
I like
towns
you.
into Game of Thrones cities, but I don't know if anyone's actually built a whole world about it. I know that would actually be a mod that I would try out. Take a lot of work, of course. Changing the entire landscape, of course, is going to take a long time to do.
There are so many books I'd like to read.
Experiencing a little bit of frame rate drop here. Should clear off over after a second anyway. Right, all we need to do now is we need to head down to Eldergleam. I think we're going somewhat the wrong way. We're heading too far north, whereas Eldergleam, because I've been there before, I know that Eldergleam is towards the southeast of this Giza steamy area. Shouldn't be too far off. Maybe about a 3-4 minute walk anyway. Hopefully no more dragons though. Could you imagine though if every companion you had would be like Vilya? That would be absolutely awesome. Uh-oh, someone about to attack me? Time to get my trusty shield and sword out so I don't get swiped quickly. Ow. Okay, that was quick. We'll have to reload unexpectedly. So, I think that's it for this episode, and hopefully I'll see you next time on Let's Play Modded Skyrim.